everyone and welcome. Whether you're a regular to Kisumu Children AGMs or if it's the first time for you, it's great to have you with us. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Suzanne and I'm the Media Officer for Kisumu Children Trust. And my role is to work with the website, the social media accounts, our quarterly newsletter and any other printed material which helps us to promote the work of the Trust. So I want to give you an update on just the key activities which have shaped this year in the promotions team, and I'll talk you through each of these in more detail individually. We've been engaging with volunteers to increase our output for the number of hours we have available. As part of that, we were able to do a refresh of the website content to make it more attractive and user-friendly, and to change the functionality to now collect donations directly on the site, which has solved quite a few problems for us. As the year progressed, the coronavirus took hold and obviously impacted our activities, and we set up the coronavirus appeal in response to the awful situation our children and their families were now finding themselves in. In between all of these goings on, we've released 3 editions of Kisumu News to update our supporters on the events of the year, with 1 more edition still to be released, alongside the new Christmas cards, which are always an important fundraiser for us. So let me introduce you to the volunteers we've been working with. At the start of the year, my colleague Mark put some feelers out to see if we could engage any volunteers that could help us with our workload and achieve more for the hours we actually had available. He advertised on a website called Reach Volunteering, which is a website where charities and volunteers can connect. However, it's not just about finding an extra pair of hands. Reach Volunteering focuses on matching people with relevant skills to charities that need them, who are also working in a field in which the volunteer is interested. In many ways, people with relevant skills use it to gain practical hands-on experience for their CV in an area in which they want their career to move. And who can blame them as competition for jobs becomes more fierce? Hands-on experience is now a must. But for us as a charity though, we could select the skills we needed and partner up with the right volunteers. From our first advert, we had 2 replies. On the left, you'll see Danielle. She's a professional with many years' experience in digital marketing and has been absolutely brilliant to work with. In the middle, you'll see Angela, who works in digital marketing and was still very much in training on search engine optimization and web coding, but very eager to have the practice and very eager to learn. During the time Danielle was with us, she had a big impact on our output on the website. She set up a whole Google advertising campaign, which we just weren't getting the time to do, and she worked with us through the coronavirus campaign. Angela did some research for us and started to look at driving the website in Google. Unfortunately, when it came to it, Angela didn't really have the time to work with us, as well as on her studies and life's general demands, and she therefore didn't stay very long. And similarly, in the end, Danielle also had to move on as she found herself under a lot of pressure with work, but she achieved a great deal in the short time she was with us. We were really sad to see both of them go. After they departed though, Mark re-advertised and again we had a volunteer step forward. This is John on the right, who's now our latest volunteer. He's continuing with the work that Danielle did on the Google Ads campaign. He's still in training, but is very keen and is working with the direction of his brother, who's a professional in that area. Now that we have the infrastructure in place and someone passionate about taking it forward, we feel we've taken a big step towards our goal of using the free $10,000 advertising spend. Yeah, I'll say that again, $10,000 advertising spend, which Google have granted us monthly as a charity gift. And now it's all about making it happen. It's really not as easy as it sounds though, so there's still a long way to go to draw attention to our ads over the very big competitors in the marketplace, but we're on our way. So I'll just take you quickly through this slide, which shows screenshots of some of our web pages and the more user-friendly layout and marketing messages. As I say, this was as a result of a fresh pair of eyes from Danielle to sharpen up our content to what supporters would really want to see in order that our message would connect better with them. Do go and have a look around the site when you have a moment, and do send your feedback. We can always keep improving it. I think it's fair to say that the event which sparked this activity needs no introduction. When things started to unravel in March this year, Mark spoke to me about a campaign, and we agreed that we needed to act quickly to raise awareness of what was happening. We were all very much aware of the situation for us in the UK and trying to cope with that, but whilst that was going on here, our children in Kisumu had been dispersed back into the community to stay with any relatives they had. These are people who barely have enough food for themselves, especially as jobs and businesses were going under as a result of lockdown. How were they going to be able to feed another mouth? Mike and Philemon had already started to organise and distribute food parcels to the families they could reach. A really essential move, and so it was for us on the promo team to try and raise the funds to cover the cost over and above the already committed funding of the charity. We set a target of £2,000 and within weeks we had already reached it. The generosity of our supporters was incredible and we're so grateful. Reports coming back from Kisumu weren't good though, and we knew this was going to be a very long journey. People had offered so much and we were still wanting to give us so much more. So we increased the target at £3,000, which we nearly reached online, but it was still coming in by post in response to the mirrored appeal in Kisumu News. We've been so touched and so overwhelmed by your generosity. Thank you so much. We've left the appeal running on the website in case anyone would still like to donate. You can buy a pack or several packs for £10 each, which has basic supplies which will go to our families, or you can just donate however much you choose and all the money will go towards keeping the children and their families fed and supplied with the basics they need to put it honestly, to keep them from starving and to enable them to keep going during this very, very difficult time. Thank you again for your generosity and for reaching out to answer the cry of these people so in need. Another staple of our activities, which I briefly mentioned just before, is our quarterly newsletter. And as ever, this has been so valuable in staying in touch with all of our supporters and keeping everyone up to date. Here are the 3 front covers from 2020 so far. That first one on the left from February seems almost like another life, doesn't it? Our latest newsletter, though, will be out in November and we'll update you with the latest news that's been happening in Kisumu. If you don't already receive the Kisumu News newsletter and you would like to, you can receive it by post or by email. And all you need to do is just let us know your contact details to send it to and the format that you'd like it, either by post or email. And we can do the rest for you there. You can sign up on the website at kisumuchildren.org.uk. The sign-up form's on the homepage, or you can email me on media@kisumuchildren.org.uk, or you can just give us a call on 01732 369 303, whichever's easiest for you. And remember, you can always unsubscribe at any time. I've got nothing to update you with on any exhibitions this year. As you know, large events like that have all been cancelled. So finally, I can bring us to this year's Christmas card designs, which is another important fundraiser for us. These have now been printed and are ready to be purchased. So again, you can purchase it on our website or you can order through our printed order form, which will come out with a postal copy of the November edition of Kisumu News. We've included a couple of contemporary designs this year alongside the lovely African nativity scenes that I know everybody likes. The African nativity scenes again are hand painted in Kisumu, but the designs which the contemporary cards are inspired by are from African cloth, which is always so beautiful with lovely vibrant patterns. I really wanted to use them, so I do hope you like them. Finally, I think it's also important for me to give you an insight into what will be our focus next year for our marketing activities. We'll continue to encourage child sponsorship and gifting of uniforms so that we can get more children into school and change futures, but we'll also continue with our coronavirus campaign for as long as we need to. As we all know, this situation is set to continue for some time to come, and in Africa it's more than a situation, it's a crisis for those on the breadline. There's no benefit system or a lifeline like that, so they need help, and we want to continue to step forward as we're needed. You may also be aware from the May Kisumu News that not only has coronavirus hit them hard, but there was also terrible flooding and the worst plagues of locusts for 70 years. As far as has been reported, that's set to come again later this year. So between the flooding and the locusts, massive areas of crops have been completely wiped out and hundreds of thousands of people have been displaced from their homes. So they've really been through it this year, and food security is a huge issue. This year has completely thrown into sharp relief for us the need to help people with self-sufficiency and the all-important food security. We can't protect against flooding and locusts, but we can help people with training and support to set up new enterprises, to replace or earn an income, and to support training in and the growth of market gardening amongst our families. Philemon and the team in Kisumu have realised the need for more training and self-sufficiency and have already started to plan for a more ambitious farming project. We want to work with them. You'll notice also that we are very much changing our rhetoric from children to families. A family raises a child, and we have had the privilege of being that family for so long to our CBCH children. But if we can help families to earn more, to create their own food security and to sustain their children themselves, then we can ultimately impact more children in need.